Open your book to page 194, set 2. Today's lesson is on how to solve solve the applied problems by using algebra. So basically means you need to learn how to translate from words into equation and how to solve. So let's go over examples using set 2. So let's go and do number 4. And again, remember the key to do translation is you need to write things down as you read, right? Use your finger and you point. So it says when 3, so 3 means 3, times means multiply, and unknown number, so that's x, is subtracted from, so now you have to kind of go backwards, so you have to redo this. So be 3x subtracted from, right? Again, when it's subtracted from, you have to put in the back. So it's okay. So you can just erase and kind of put in the back. So it's subtracted from 20. The result is the unknown number. So that's your equation. So once you translate, now it's ready to solve. So to solve, you just plus 3x on both sides. So you got 20 equal, and trying to get the habit of none of your equal sign, it will help you to avoid a lot of careless mistakes. And you divide by 4, so x equal to 5, and that's it. Okay. Now let's go to the next one. Let's go to number 12. Okay, number 12. This one you have to kind of learn the new technique of how to solve, how to translate. So look at number 12. It says, Susan bought 5 times as many cassette tapes as compact disc. So when you have this kind of sentence, what you need to do is move the first item to the very beginning. So cassette tape, and you move it to the beginning. So that means cassette tape is 5 times as many as compact disc. Okay. Again, when you have this kind of situation, just move the first item to the very beginning, and it becomes cassette tapes equal 5 times compact disc. So that's how you translate that. Okay. So number 12. So move the first item, which is the cassette tapes. So I'm going to use T as a cassette tapes. So T is 5 times compact disc, so I'm going to call it D. And then after that, so notice period, right? So that means the end. So now new sentence means new equation. It says if she purchased 12 of these items together, so 12 items together, that means the tape plus the disc equal to 12. Again, so it says she purchased 12 of these items together. So now you have 2 equations. So from chapter 12, you got 2 equations. So this is a substitution method. So you need to substitute T into 5D. So over here, so T is 5D. So again, whenever you see equal, that's when you need to substitute. And when you substitute, you put in the parentheses. So you got 6D equal to 12, divided by 6, so D equal to 2. And once you find D equal to 2, you come over here, you substitute in here. And so you multiply, so T equal to 10. Now make sure you do your steps, because remember, math is not just about getting the answers. Okay? Math is about learning your communication skills. So communication is one of the 6 critical skills that you try to learn, right? So make sure you learn how to communicate, learn how to write step by step, so you can show people what you're doing, so people can follow your thinking. Because if you just write down the answers, how people are going to follow, right? So you're not communicating. Again, we try to, in this class, we try to learn communication skills. So again, if you just write down the answer, you're not communicating, you're failing in communication skills. Okay. So make sure you follow that. Okay, next, let's go to number 21. So let's go to page 195, set 2, number 21. So read it through first. it says twice the sum of the first and the third of the three consecutive integer is 102 more than the second integer. Find the integers. So again, you always read it one time to get an idea of what kind of problem you're dealing with. So these are consecutive integers. So right away, you need to set up your variable so that x equal to the first number. Now consecutive integers go by ones, right? You increase by 1, so you have to plus 1. So this is the second number, and the third number will be x plus 2. Again, it go by 1, so you keep adding 1. So now let's go and translate. So number 21, it says twice, means 2 times. Now there's a whole bunch after that, so you need to go and put parentheses, right? So twice of whatever follow. It says the sum, so you're adding the sum of the first, right? Again, just when it says first, you write down first, right? And the third, right? Twice, 2 times the sum of the first and the third of the 3 consecutive integers is, means equal 102 more than the second integer. Okay. And so you're looking for the integers. So again, that's a reason for doing this. So now let's go and substitute. So it'll be 2 times the first is x, third is x plus 2 equal to 102 plus the second x plus 1. And again, you want to put parentheses when you substitute, okay? Because sometimes it's subtraction, and if you don't put parentheses, it's going to mess up, okay? So substitute, get in the habit of doing that. Okay, so let's go ahead and distribute. Actually, you can probably better to just go and combine these like terms first. So you got 2 times 2x plus 2 is equal to x plus 103. And then now you go and multiply out. So you distribute, so you got 4x, distribute, plus 4 equal to x plus 103. But the key is make sure you do this part and translate. Again, when doing the translation, you write down exactly what it says. Don't do any weird things. So now you're ready to solve. So move the variable to the left-hand side. Move the numbers to the right-hand side. So you got 3x equal to 99 divided by 3. So x equal to 33. Now do not box this. This is not your final answer. It asks you for the 3 numbers. That's why you set it up. It helps you to remember you have to do this. So x is 33. So that means the first number is 33. And so second number will be 34. Third number will be 35. So box your answer right over here. So you can line up first number, second number, third number. Okay, and that's it for this one. Okay, let's go to 22. Again, this is kind of important, so that's so number 22. Again, read through first. 3 times the sum of the first and the third of the 3 consecutive are integers. Now these are different now. Number 21 is consecutive integers. 22 is a consecutive are integers. So make sure you know the difference. So read through. So this how to do is consecutive integers. So you need to let x equal to the first number. Now if you notice odd numbers like 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, right? Notice this is difference by 2, right? The increment is plus 2, see that? So even is odd number, but you have to plus 2 to get to the next number. So that's why even is odd number, you need to plus 2 to get to the second number. Sometimes students were thinking odd number, you have to plus 1 plus 3. You're never ever going to get plus 1 plus 3. Okay, there's no such thing. Okay, so you.
Will the following students
so
please
go to
SAC 201. Brendan Isaacs, Meg Hopper, Nicole Feldner, Kevin Maximo, and Ryan Kaneshiro. Again, Brendan Isaacs, Meg Hopper, Nicole Feldner, Kevin Maximo, Ryan Kaneshiro, and Matthew Barrett. Mahalo.
Okay, so again, so make sure you know how to set these things up. So again, consecutive odd numbers or consecutive even numbers, you need to find out how much you have to add to get to the next number. See over here, the consecutive number would be like, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So notice this is plus 1, plus 1. So you have to keep adding 1 to get to the next number. Over here is plus 2. That's why you have to plus 2 to get to the next number. Okay. So now once you set these things up, now you're ready to do the translation. It says 3 times, okay, so 3 times the sum of, so there are a whole bunch of things. Now if only one item, then you don't need a parentheses. But if there's more than one item, after that you need to have parentheses. So 3 times the sum of the first and the third of the 3 consecutive odd integer is 55 more than the second integer. So now you're ready to substitute. So it'll be 3 times the first is x, the third is x plus 4, the second is x plus 2. So now let's go and start to solve. So this will be 3 times 2x plus 4 equal to 57 plus x. Try to line up your equal sign. Get into good habit of lining up your equal. So let's go and multiply out. So you get 6x plus 12 equal to 57 plus x. So move the variable to the left hand side. Move the number to the right hand side. So you get 5x is equal to 45. Divide by 5, divide by 5. So x equal to 9. Now don't box that. That is not the final answer. Don't just box that and done. Okay, again, that's not it. This is only the first number. See, x, that's your first number. Right? Again, x is your first number. So second number would be 11. Third number would be 13. Okay, and that's where you box your answer, right up here. Okay, now let's go to number 25. Number 25, it says the length of a rectangle, so you can stop reading already. As soon as you see the word rectangle, right away it should be automatic. So a rectangle, label all 4 sides. If you get lazy, you only label 2 sides, you're going to make careless mistakes. Because especially if you deal with parameter, when you label only 2 sides, you're going to add up only 2 sides instead of 4 sides. Okay, so again, this reminds you have to add all 4 sides for the parameter. So label all 4 sides. Now you go back and read. It says the length, so that's L, of the rectangle is, means equal. 5 means 5. Times means times. Width means W. Okay, so that's that. Now it says, and its perimeter, so that's P. I need more space on the left hand side. So I'm going to write P right over here. So P equal to, the perimeter is 204. Find the length and the width. So find the length and the width. So you can write down all your information. So once you've done that, let's go and go back to the perimeter. You need to know the formula for the perimeter, okay, or the definition. The perimeter means you're adding all 4 sides. So let's go and do that. So the top is 5W. The right hand side is W. The bottom is 5W. So again, how you know to use L or 5W? Well, if it's equal, it tells you that you have to use whatever after that, right? And this side over here, so equal to 204. Right? So again, this whole thing over here is the perimeter. So you add all this together, you get 12W equal to 204. Okay, and then after that, you divide by 12. So get your calculator. Okay, so W equal to 17. So once you find W equal to 17, and you can find the length, right? The L equal to 5 times that, so times by 5. So you get 85. And pay attention, does it have any length? Okay, it has the label. So pay attention, make sure you have the label in there. And so that's number 25. Okay, now let's go to number 39. Number 39, it says a piece of wire less than 35 centimeters long is to be cut into 2 pieces. So you can read the story first to get an idea. So this has to do with a piece of wire. So let's go ahead and draw this wire. It says a piece of wire less than 35 centimeters. That means the length is less than 35 centimeters. Okay, so that's what it's saying. And then it's going to cut into 2 pieces. So cut. And it says one piece must be 13 centimeters long. So it doesn't matter which piece. That's going to cut it. That's going to call this 13 over here. Okay, so this piece must be 13. How long is the range of value of the length of the other piece? So you're looking for what's the length of this one. So when you have inequality, you must start with inequality. So you have this inequality over here, so start with that. So the entire length is less than 35. And notice that this whole length is equal to these 2 pieces. So you have to substitute that. So this becomes x plus 13 is less than 35. Again, let me say this again. The reason I have to keep repeating because it's super important. When you have inequality, start with your inequality and follow it through. Okay, follow it through. So minus 13, minus 13. So you got x is less than 22. And the label is centimeters. But you have to be careful. Don't just box that. That's not done yet. Okay? Because this is a real object. Real object cannot have a negative. So when you just have this, what you're saying is that x can be -5 or -10. Okay? So it cannot. So what you need to do is you have to add this part right over here. Okay? So for this, you have to make sure that it's greater than 0. Because the real object cannot have a negative numbers. So make sure you add this part over here. Okay? And so that would be your answer. And make sure you have the label. So make sure you start with the inequality, and follow it through. Let's go and do number 40 to make sure you get it. So number 40, it says a rope less than 45 meters long is to be cut into 2 pieces. Okay, and one piece must be 4 times as long as the other piece. What is the range value of the shorter piece? Okay, so again, you have a piece of a rope, and the length is less than 45 meters. So length is less than 45 meters. So again, that's the entire length. And you're going to cut into 2 pieces, one long, one short. And you always use the second piece as your reference. So you're going to call this x, the shorter piece as x. So one piece must be 4 times as long as this one. So this would be 4x, right? Again, this had to be 4 times as the other piece. So use the other piece as an x. So now, again, remember what I said, right? When you have inequality, you start with inequality. So length is less than 45. So now you're going to substitute. This entire length is made out of these 2 pieces. So you're going to have the longer piece plus the shorter piece is less than 45. So you're going to get 5x is less than 45 divided by 5 divided by 5. So x is less than 9. Then you go and double check, is this what you're looking for? It asks you to look for the shorter piece. So that's the shorter piece. But again, remember you have to make sure it's greater than 0, right? And this is meter. Now what if they ask you for a longer piece? This is for shorter piece. If they ask you for a longer piece, this is what you need to do in case. So in case if you're looking for a longer piece. So if they ask you for a longer piece, this is what you need to do. Remember what I said, right? When you have inequality, you must start with the inequalities, right? So you need to start with x. So once you get x is less than 9, okay? Then what you need to do is you have to get to here. The longer piece is 4x. So you need to multiply by 4. So you're going to get 4x is less than 36. So the long piece is less than 36, and it had to be greater than 0. Okay. Again, 4x is the long piece, right? And that's what you need to do. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some practice.